Reacting to Royal Highness in an interview, the leader of the group is the chief and does not have capacity to speak for traditional system.
When you gather the chiefs and chief in chief as of you never get free and go. No, I'm not as Amaniapo or Adiabo, not traditional if you tell traditional rulers. We do not endorse this. If I make mind, you see me, you might say you talk to I vote for the people of my community.
Well, the Royal Highness, while reacting to the comments made by the governorship candidate of Abacha's backing the Bibles again.
To obtain the right of the price, they must take steps to ensure
whether the marketers are really saying it.
So that makes been the order now. To the elections, we'll get at the Chatham House to get the NPP candidate, Reb Kwankwaso, chairman of the Independent National Election could also speak to on vision, policy, and government and price for ensuring electoral entity and inclusive. Well, Mr. Kwankwaso will rule the discourse on Nigeria's 20 elections political developments. Yang Ewo of Federal High Court subject just suits by PP in the politics for the 2023 elections. Other judgments is able to suit around PP's capacity to institute the suit. He also described it as an abuse of the court process. In the meantime, the Supreme Court has dismissed an appeal by the family of Sani Abacha seeking to stop the federal government from reopening criminal forfeiture proceedings against the former head of state. Delivering judgments today, the Apex Court, led by Justice Emmanuel Ajim, upheld the judgments of both the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal. Both courts had earlier endorsed the power of the federal government to reopen criminal forfeiture proceedings against the family. Still ahead, Port Harcourt residents ask River State government to bring back annual state carnival. Stay tuned. Federal Fire Service says the command has put in place necessary measures and personnel needed to fight fire outbreaks in Rivers State. Deputy Fire Superintendent and Head of Operations of the service, Abbas Regan, in an interview with our correspondent, spoke on some of the challenges they face.
You have fire truck,
water tanker, rapid response vehicle, and fire ambulance. And then we have capable men on ground to face anything that has to do with fire emergency within the state. Most time when we get to fire scene, instead of the masses to understand with us and where we are coming from, they tend to beat the firemen at the fire ground. Virtually most of the masses, they don't have fire emergency numbers, of which we have several times on radio stations, TV stations, displayed our emergency number. So you have to look at the distance where we are coming from. Sometimes there is hold up and so on and so forth.
But Mr. Regan called for more support from the government to work more effectively.
And equally, we needed the support from government. That's what the government are doing, and we really need more of that support. Sometimes state fire service do turn out to be seen with us also, because we have the federal and the state fire service. So we work hand in hand together. We complement each other whenever it comes to issue of fire emergency.
President Muhammadu Buhari today attended the Global South Summit, calling on the 120 members to agree on a common agenda regarding ways to reduce the increasing burden of debt. President Buhari participated in the virtual summit from the presidential villa in Abuja, urging leaders of the Global South to work out ways to address inflation. In business, more filling stations in Port Harcourt now have petrol. Our correspondent who monitored some filling stations reports that queues are gradually disappearing in the stations selling at between 260 naira and 290 naira per litre. However, our correspondent observed queues at stations selling petrol between 178 naira and 189 naira per litre. Last week, filling stations sold fuel as high as 500 naira and 800 naira on the black market per litre. In the meantime, the president of Admiralty Lawyers Society of Nigeria, Angus Chukwuka, has explained how the scarcity and price hike of petrol adversely affected the maritime sector.
To contain with the hike in fuel prices, they must take steps to ensure availability of petroleum prices to avoid an economic upheaval of prices in the maritime sector. The government should take proactive steps which can convince the citizenry of sincerity through positive outcomes. The high cost of fuel will affect the prices of commodities significantly and hamper even outrightly the movement of goods, passengers, or the delivery of cargoes from the departure point to the destination point, where the consignments can be handed over to the consignees.
In entertainment, communities in Rivers State were busy during the Yuletide following various events there. With such events, the rural economy experienced a boom, but begs the question whether or not this boom can be sustained after the festive period. The Director General of the Rivers State Tourism Development Agency, Yibo Koko, tells our correspondent that this can be achieved if big brands that sponsor events held in the capital, Port Harcourt, also sponsor those in the rural communities.
Their support can reduce all expenses from those who do it directly from their pockets. And like we know, most of these things are done for the feel good. It's just so we do persist. And I tell them, if you do not tackle it from the authenticity of your art, your culture, it becomes difficult for us to embrace our own. And these are the things that will make it more sustainable, because the person where they do judge rapper, the way they take time, the area, the kukubika, the ibri, the masquerades, the way they count them.
Well, as you may know, some communities like Opobo held its yearly boat regatta, Ishokbo had a bicycle carnival, Andoni had a beach party, others held football matches, among others. Now, some Rivers residents are not happy that the annual cannery, which is usually done in Port Harcourt, has not been held for years. They want the state government to bring back the carnival, but say it should be held in the local government areas.
When it's well organized, there will be asset fee. The process will generate income that will be used for another year. But let us see it as a way to promote our culture and ensure that money comes in.
We don't have to wait for December. The cannery can be re-strategized so you're aware that looking from July, August, September down, the summer holiday abroad, we can change it here. The culture is still there if we can still go back, and the youth can be empowered through it. They also create education for the younger ones.
From Calabari Extraction to bring people from various places together to unify local government communities.
We should also take it to the rural areas, and that is where we see the beauty of culture itself.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The authorities in Ethiopia's Oromia region say they are searching for around 480 prisoners who escaped following a rebel raid. A local official blamed the Oromo Liberation Army for the attack, which happened several days ago and left 5 police officers dead. The Oromo Liberation Army has not commented. The deputy mayor of Bulehora City told the BBC that some of the inmates were members of the Oromo Liberation Army. On the news this evening, you heard that the governor, Nyesom Wike, has commissioned some road projects in Abo-Odua local government area. Court has dismissed the PDP's suit seeking the disqualification of APC presidential candidate Bulletin and his vice, Kasim Shettima. Long queues are reducing as more filling stations in Port Harcourt get petrol. On the foreign scene, the authorities in Ethiopia's Oromia region say they are searching for around 480 prisoners who escaped following a rebel raid. The news was edited by Martha Okere. Clear weather in Port Harcourt this evening. Collect your PVC and vote. Your vote is your voice. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you for listening.
On your talk station.